obvious to you is that we are going to spend some time working with our heifers. Clipping, specifically, is going to be a big piece of the task that you're going to perform here. Hopefully learn about. So, I guess from a kind of a practical standpoint, the first question I would ask you is, why are we worried about clipping these animals in the first place? Anybody, you got an answer?
Show more dairy.
To show more dairy. Did you hear what he said? What else?
Clean her up.
Clean her up. What else? Come on, some of you have been here before.
Show more angularity.
Show more angularity. What else? Somebody over here. We only got one guy talking over here. Well, the bottom line is, the reason we're clipping these heifers is we want to make them look better. Now, he drilled down and got a bit more specific, some of the things that we're going to try to change about these heifers. But the reason we're doing this is we're going to try to present the animal in its best state, to make it look the best that we can before we take it out into the show ring and present it to the judge. So we're going to talk about some things like, he talked about angularity, sharpening the heifer up. Take a good look at this heifer and get a picture in your mind of what she looks like, and then when Stephen is done with her, I want you to make a contrast in your mind. And I think probably Stephen will just work on one side predominantly. And so you'd almost be able to go from one side to the other and see the difference when the heifer when he's done with her. But we don't need to be spending our time if we're not going to make the heifer look better. That's what it's all about. Okay, sharpness, cleanness, angularity. We can do those kind of things with these heifers. Another big thing we can do, we can make the heifer look straighter, particularly down her top line. Stephen's going to show you how to do that. You can make this heifer, maybe give her just an appearance of being a little bit deeper bodied, depending on how we put the hair on her underline. And basically, those are the things we're trying to do. We're trying to fill her out, smooth her up, straighten her down the top line, maybe possibly straighten her even along the legs, and do a few things there. Make her look sharper and cleaner. Okay, start off with what you see Stephen doing right now is what we call a body clip. We clip the majority of this heifer's body to get this old long dead hair off of her. Peel her down to where we can see the heifer, not just the fuzz ball. That's what he's doing right now. Now, if you'll watch him, you'll notice that he doesn't come all the way up over the top of the heifer. He stops about right here. And because remember what we said a minute ago, there are methods that we can use to make this heifer look straighter down the top line with the clippers. But we have to have some hair up here to make that happen. So he's going to leave this hair for right now. He's going to put some extra work into it here in a few minutes. You'll notice that he also is not going clear down underneath the heifer and taking all the hair off of her belly at this time. Again, we can give this heifer an appearance of being being deeper in her rib if we leave a little bit extra hair on her belly. So he's basically primarily working on the side of the heifer, cleaning her off all the way up and down through here. That's what he's doing right now. Right, boss? Yep. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Stephen. I won't tell you everything, okay? But Stephen has been coming to cow camp since he was about this big. Stephen has worked very hard on learning how to fit animals, and he does an excellent job. So just watch him. He's going to make it look easier than it really is. And one of the best ways to learn how to fit animals is to watch somebody that knows what they're doing. And and pick up on the detail work that they do. And that's why we have this demonstration. And he's to the point now that he does work professionally for other people, fix cattle, for shows, state, national, whatever, wherever he's called out, right? Yeah, right, okay. Now, you see if he gets that hair off there, it just gives her kind of a shinier, nicer, slicker looking appearance. One of the things we like is a nice smooth shoulder. It kind of smooths that shoulder up when he gets that hair off of there. She's starting to look cleaner and sharper up there in that shoulder. And again, anytime you want, you can come around and look at the other side and make a comparison of contrast there if you'd like to do that. He's working on her neck. You'll notice that he stops about right here, about 2/3 of the way down her neck. He's leaving that hair because we consider that part of the top line. That right here, he's cleaning the neck up the rest of the way up forward and from there down. He will take all the hair off the neck. He's going to take all the hair off the brisket and dewlap down there. Do y'all know these parts of the animal that I'm speaking about? What he's got to hold here, this is the dewlap, this is the brisket down here. He's going to clip all the hair off of that front leg. He may not go all the way down because he has a lot of dirt right now. We'll see how brave he is digging through all that stuff. Which brings up another point. Clean hair is easier to work with than dirty hair. And we're in a rush here today. We're doing something we would not necessarily usually recommend, and that's working on a dirty heifer. We'd rather see you give her a bath, get her good and clean, get that hair fluffed, it's easier on your clippers. The clipper blades will last longer, and you'll do a little better job of actually clipping on clean hair than you will if it has a lot of dirt and oil and basically just dry. They kind of dry it before they wash. Now, pay very close attention to how he's clipping his legs. The way he holds those clippers and comes in at the angle that he does. As if this is a cat heifer's leg and this is the clipper, he does not go like this, he goes like this. If you go in straight at the heifer's foot, to begin with, you can't cut hair going in the leg straight like that. And secondly, the heifer will not like it. She'll start dancing and picking her leg up. You need to go in at an angle like this with those clippers. It's a little difficult down there on the ground, but you can do it. That's part of practice. All right, you learn how to do that. Now he's back there working on the back leg. And again, he's going to take all the hair off that back leg. Outside, front, back, inside. And you'll notice, this heifer this is a living animal here. You don't have straight lines like this board, for example. It has curves and dips. And it makes it a little bit difficult just going over the heifer once. You're not going to get a good clip job. You'll notice that he goes over the same area several times to make sure that he gets any hair that is left standing in those dips and valleys that they're natural in this heifer. There's her makeup. See what he's doing there? Now, the other thing we'll mention, and steam's not going to do it, I don't think, as we're working on this heifer. But we clip all the hair off the head. From this point forward, everything comes off. It's pretty simple, just everything. So we're not going to demonstrate that clearly this afternoon. You're going to get to do it yourself after a while. But there's no special technique to this from here forward. Just take it off. Face, sides, nose, throat, neck, ears, everything. Again, it gives her that feminine, clean appearance in her head and her neck. So, what he did, he left his hair up here, and he left hair down here, and he left some hair up here. See how that part of the heifer is more indented? There's more of an indentation in the heifer right up here, what we call the point of the elbow, right up here in the chest. The reason is he can fluff that out and make that look fuller, make that heifer look fuller in her chest. I'll show you how to do that. Now, another point. You want the heifer tied fairly short so that she can't do too much of this roaming around on you while you're trying to clip her. It's much easier if she stands still. And you want her head tied up fairly high. He says it's not a very good example. Let's show him what a good example might be. How's that? Okay. Because she is getting a little bit out of hand here. Let's tighten her up just a hair. Shorten that up about like that. Have her head up. Now, how many of you know how to tie a rope? Is there anybody that doesn't? If you don't, come here and I'll show you. Because we need to tie these about right. All right, the rope is that. Yeah, but you can ask. We don't, if you don't get it the first time. See there, I got the rope around the lead part, and you just take this right back up through here. And leave that loop in there like that. And the reason for that is when you go to untie her, all you have to do is pull this rope that comes undone. Run that back through there. That's how you tie it. Okay? You practice that after a while. Alright. We're going to introduce you to a couple of new pieces of equipment. You notice he has a hair dryer. And he has what we call a top line brush. Not just any hair dryer. Go to Walmart and buy a hair dryer, you're going to be probably going to be stuck. You're going to be disappointed in the results you get with it. The reason he's using this hair dryer is you'll notice he's standing the hair up. And he's using the brush to help do that. This is a 1,500 watt high heat hair dryer. Costs like $90. And when you buy one of those, you know you're serious about this. If you want to do a good job, you have to have one. Doesn't mean you have to have one to go to the county fair, but it sure helps if you want to do a good job. But all he's doing is he's standing the hair up, out, perpendicular to the body wall of the heifer. Because we want to be able to make good, straight cuts, and the only way you can do that is if you come in perpendicular with the hair. If the hair's lying down, and there's no way you can make it, there's no way you can blend hair and get hair to cut off at the proper height unless you do this on this blending rope that we're talking about. And that's what we're talking about on the top line. It's going to do the same thing down there on the belly when it starts doing blending down there.